Yes, sir. We back with another week of trading. Last week didn't happen. This is a new week, same plan. I was about to say new plan. It's a new week of trading. I say this all the time. We mess up one week, we come back again, and we do it all over again, and we fix the mistakes. We found an opportunity. We're about to jump into these charts, but before we do, like always, like, comment, and subscribe. You don't want to miss this. This is what trading is for. Y'all already know what's going on. Same as always. Same regimen as always. We're recording this breakdown. After we do this breakdown, we then are going to get into this week of trading. We're lifting. We're running. We're doing the same old thing I do every single week. We're just documenting it. So stay tuned. With enough talking, let's jump into these charts. We are back with another week of trading with a beautiful setup. All right, last week was last week. This is a new week. GBP AUD is going to be the trade that we will be focusing on today. I already moved it to ready because, again, this is the trade we're trading. Euro AUD, perfect exit because we go back towards the 4 hour. If we were to hold this position, you can see the exit at these lows, price rejected or reacted, and then had the immediate change of direction. So great take profit level, great trade overall, even though, we didn't allow it to play out fully. GBP CAD for tonight. What am I looking for on this pair? First things first, our objective is to see what trend we're in on the daily, 4 hour, and the 1 hour time frame. On the daily time frame, we can see we are clearly bearish. We have the daily time frame telling us that we are bearish. 4 hour time frame, we see that we're also bearish. We can see that clear as day. Recent break of structure continuing towards the downside. So we have that 4 hour time frame also telling us that we are in a bearish trend. And then last, what is the 1 hour time frame saying? 1 hour time frame is the time frame that is out of sync, where we can see clear as day that price is in a bullish trend. So we see that around here. We see price go from this bearish to the continuation move, breaking out of these lower lows, and then have that switcher structure due to us breaking out of these lower highs. So now we see that the daily and 4 hour are in sync. We should be catching a flow to market trade, which means we no longer need that 1 hour time frame. So daily and 4 hour, we're both in sync. We are in the flow to market. Where are we at now in the market? Well, if we go back towards the daily time frame, what can we see? We see that the daily time frame has recently performed this break of structure. The moment price gave us this break of structure on the daily time frame is the moment the 4 hour also established that break of structure as well. We see what? We see that the daily, if we go into replay mode, we see that the daily has recently performed the breakout. The 4 hour has recently performed the breakout. The 4 hour now had the retracement, establishing the break and retest of that recent break of structure, which also allowed the break and retest to now get established on the daily time frame. We're still waiting in the next 44 minutes to allow this daily candlestick to close because, like you all know, it is important to allow these candlesticks to close so we have the overall outlook of the market. Price can easily be right here in the market where this body is as of right now, and then later on in the next 40 minutes just have some type of drop forming another wick like we've done previously. So it's important to just allow this candlestick to close so we can have the overall outlook or the precise outlook of what's going on in the market. Daily and 4 hours bearish. We both performed the break and retest, which is really, really good. Now, as far as tonight, what are we looking for our entries? Well, we know that the daily and the 4 hour, again, we're bearish. We know that the 4 hour has our lower high being here, and until price gives us some type of break of this lower high, we are still good to catch sales towards the downside. We see that this recent zone was used as support. Now we're wanting to see this zone get treated as resistance, and I want to see price maintain below this area of interest. On the 15-minute time frame, we know that this had to go from this bearish to then bullish trend to allow the 4 hour and the daily to perform the retest of the zone. As of right now, price is bullish on the 15-minute time frame. We have our higher low being here. We have that higher high being around here. So what I am expecting as far as entries is one out of two things. We can either see price give us a break of these higher lows. Would I be as interested in executing a position? Not really, because I do believe that once we have this break, our entry is going to be too far away from our entry zone, which again, puts this trade in an invalid position. What I want to see is this continuation move on the 15-minute time frame. Once we have the break of these higher highs, we then form this new higher low being here, and I would then look for the break of structure to take place there. Now we are at our entry zone. We're having a shift of structure on the 15-minute time frame, which will possibly leave us with that 30-minute bearish engulfing to then ride this trade towards our 4-hour lows being here. So everything looks really, really good. We're just now in a waiting position, because if we go back towards the 15-minute time frame and we just look at previous price action as we come into this zone. So looking at previous price action where we're in this area, our 4-hour entry zone, we see resistance, resistance, resistance. When we're below, when price breaks above, we're treating it as support. So we have a decent amount of rejections both as support and as resistance on the 15-minute. As far as the 4-hour time frame, we can go towards the 4-hour. We see the same thing: support all through, resistance all through, support, resistance, resistance, resistance. So it's a well-respected zone, and I really, really like this setup in general. So we're going to see what can take place either tonight or tomorrow morning. Like always, we just got to continue to be patient, allow price to develop how we believe price will develop, and then we execute once we see that plan in play. All right, so now we know what's going on. We know what we're waiting for. Now we simply just execute once we get that plan. Once we see it happen, we execute. It's nothing more, it's nothing less. We're not doing anything more. We're not monitoring the trade. Once we found our position, we're going to execute. We're going to put our stop loss. I don't put a take profit, because if I'm right, I'm going to squeeze out more profit. And we're going to go from there. Updates, like always, will be coming later tonight if we do execute on this pair. But if it's not tonight, tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow morning, the next day. Then the next day, next day, next day. Stay tuned.
All right, so we were looking for this break of structure on this 15-minute time frame, where we did get the original break happen around here, but at the moment we can obviously see prices pushing back towards the upside, which I don't really think we would have an entry this morning unless price just drops, which again I don't see that happening. But the good thing is that, you know, the daily still holds in this bearish trend, which until the daily has this break of this structure up here, I'm not really too worried about it. Right now is more about the 4-hour. If we don't have an entry this morning, is that 4-hour going to hold this lower high? As long as price respects this lower high, we form rejection, or not even reach, well, yeah, we form rejection and then have that push back towards the downside, dropping back below this zone. We can still find entries towards this trade. I still see this trade working out fully. Say if price doesn't even reach this area but stops around here, we can still see price drop below this area, as long as we have the 15-minute switcher structure. So right now, no trade is going to come this morning. Why? Because obviously price is pushing. So we're just going to wait. We're going to be patient, and we're going to see what happens later, I guess today, around pre-London session, like always. But say if I am wrong, and then, you know, we can have something when the market opens in the next 7 minutes. We'll see what takes place from there. But as of right now, I don't really see an entry coming along. So I'm going to be patient, though. I'm going to see how price wants to move, how it wants to operate. We do have a lot of bullish momentum, which is cool, but we just got to still be patient.
All right, y'all. So, damn, my chair got stuck. So now we're just waiting. Price can easily have that push, but I don't know. I'm about to go hit the gym. I'm not going to record today because we have back, but I am running today. So I guess I'll do a recording on that. Besides that, really nothing much is happening right now. Watching the market, like I said, waiting for that setup to present itself. But if it doesn't, we simply just walk away and come back later tonight.
Still looking at GBP CAD. We see price on the 4-hour time frame. We did get up towards this lower high, but price never broke it. We had that huge rejection, which I did anticipate to happen. So as of right now, for the next 2 hours and 20 minutes, we still have to see this daily candlestick close. So what I would be waiting for is some type of retracement, a little bit more, forming a bigger wick towards the upside. And then after this candlestick can close like so, this will allow that 4-hour time frame to get a closer closure towards this daily structure point. Again, just forming a bigger wick from the daily time frame perspective. From our lower time frames, this actually looks really good for us because we can see that on the 15-minute, price had this continuation move towards the upside, this huge move, and now a pullback, which allowed us to form that 4-hour wick. We can now anticipate if we do have some type of strong bearish closure from the 4-hour time frame, again having this bearish candle go a little bit further down close to forming and engulfing. If it does engulf, that'll be 10 times better, but like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. So whenever this candlestick closes, if we stay how we're moving right now, forming a rejection, having the daily time frame, form that wick, this will allow us to have a beautiful move towards the downside, form this breaker structure. Come later tonight, we find our entry off that 30-minute time frame and go from there. So I'm expecting entries for GBP CAD later tonight if we do hold up, forming that rejection towards this lower high. But say if that rejection does not happen and price does want to continue towards the upside, that's fine. This trade is invalid. We walk away. And we have 3 more setups we are possibly looking at. So Euro GBP, this is one of the setups. I don't believe that we will find a position on here because of just looking at this from the daily timestamp. I do believe that price is going to get back above this daily structure point, forming the rejection towards the zone. So I'm not going to be too interested in opportunities on this pair. Like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. The 4-hour time frame looks like it wants to form this bullish closure or form a bullish candle to get the closure back above the zone, and that's not something I truly want to see. And then even if we do stay below, right, we still have to see price on the 1 hour form this huge pullback, find that rejection, bounce from here, and then look for price to get back below this daily structure point before we even enter a trade. By the time that happens, this move has already taken place. We're away from this zone, and I don't believe the setup will look that good. So we'll have to wait and see. But this is a counter trend opportunity. Euro GBP, same thing as Euro JPY. And then NZD JPY, this is a counter trend opportunity as well. I don't know. We got a couple counter trend opportunities, but nothing exciting. GBP CAD is still our #1 pair because, you know, structure alone still looks good. We have the daily breaking retest, forming a rejection, 4-hour respecting these lower highs, which is what we talked about earlier this morning. And now we are just simply waiting for that breaker structure come later tonight to find our position. So updates will be coming, so y'all just stay tuned for that. All right, so it's the exact thing we broke down earlier with GBP CAD. Price has formed a rejection towards those lower highs. Now we're just waiting for our entry signal later tonight. We'll see if we can have that. If we do, we capitalize. If not, we wait. We do have those counter trend opportunities, but I don't really see those as being anything of interest. So we're gonna stay patient, let GBP CAD develop throughout the day, and then see if we can capitalize come later tonight. Like always, updates will be brought to y'all. All right, y'all, so we got updates on the market. Nothing really is taking place so far, but I'm about to bring y'all those updates. We're about to just hop on the charts and then we're gonna talk about it, and after we'll talk about it more on the camera. All right, so nothing's really changed on GBP CAD besides what we talked about in the earlier clips, where we did see price have this push early this morning. We talked about price forming the rejection towards this lower high and then having this strong bearish closure, getting back below this daily structure point, and that is what took place. So we got this bearish engulfing showing us that break retest with the bearish engulfing signal, indicating that we should have that momentum to continue towards the downside. This also allowed the daily time frame to form this beautiful doji candle. If I take away the drawings, we can see this doji bullish candle being simply doji candle being formed right now. So I will be expecting this 3-bar reversal to be formed tomorrow. We have the one candle. A 3-bar reversal is just a reversal pattern. You will have your all right, so y'all can see this right here. We have that bullish candle, this doji candle, and then we have that bearish candle indicating a reversal, and then price drops. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't just automatically drop because we have this setup happening. But say if we are in the scenario we're in right now where price is perform the break, perform the retest of this recent break of structure. And if we bring the drawings back, we are below this area of support, also treated as resistance, and we're forming this 3-bar reversal. This is a good sign that price is going to continue in our direction and carry out this move back towards the downside. So now we will simply be waiting on that 15-minute time frame to perform the break of structure, which I do believe will be happening. I don't want to say soon because I really don't see it happening at 12 or before 12. This will probably happen during London session, but say if it doesn't happen during London session, we will then see it take place during New York session, and we will have the camera rolling, and then we'll do the whole execution like we did with Euro AUD. So we're going to see what takes place, and yeah, go from there. Also forgot to add that we see that price has already formed that continuation breakout, but like we talked about, I believe we talked about it, by the time this happened, we was out of session. We didn't have an entry signal. So right now I am waiting for this continuation move to take place. Once we can have a break of these lower lows, I will then look for the bearish engulfing. Basically this signal happening around here, we found our entry and continue to route this trade towards targets, towards these 4-hour lows. So that's what I need to add it. We're going to see what takes place. And like I said, bring updates then. All right, so obviously y'all can see nothing's really happened so far. We did have that break of structure earlier, but we're out of the time session. I don't trade out of the time session. You shouldn't trade out of the time session because there's no volume in the market and it doesn't make sense. Right now, the market is looking really good. I do possibly see price not giving us anything tonight, but tomorrow morning. For sure tomorrow morning, because we still have a lot of room to mess around with on the lower time frames as far as that push. So I am expecting price around, I'll say 8, probably 7 in the morning to give us that entry signal. But say if it does happen like during London session as we're asleep, I would just wait for price to pull back towards that area if it did leave us with an entry signal, because that's what I typically do. If price gives me that entry signal around, London session, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, and by the time I'm waking up New York session, price pulls back towards that level, I would just simply enter the trade like if I was up at 4 in the morning when the trade presented itself. So we're going to see what happens. I'm not really rushing it. Last week I learned my lesson, so I ain't trying to do the same thing this week. Well, it's not, I'm not trying to. I won't. One, because we simply know better than that. We should never did it. I only did it because the emotions, So yeah, doing it a little different. We're just going to continue to take our time, continue to just trust in the plan, allow the plan to develop, and then we just execute once that happens. I'm not really forceful. I'm not worried about it. We're going to let it come to us, and we're going to execute. So yeah, I'm going to catch y'all boys in the morning. I'm about to go hit the bed, go to sleep. Well, not yet, but in the next 2 hours, see what happens with price. And then if price does not give us anything, I'm about to go to sleep, and I'm going to catch y'all in the AM. So updates coming soon. All right, y'all. So nothing really happened on the charts. I guess I'll just bring y'all updates once I come back from the gym. Right now, I'm about to go to the gym because I want to get there before it gets busy. So I'm going to go hit the gym and then come back. We'll do a breakdown on the market. If we find an entry, y'all see that, but I'm still going to do the overall breakdown of what's going on. As of right now, I can show you a glimpse. The market isn't doing anything as far as our entry time frame, that 15-minute waiting for the break of structure. You can see that didn't happen. We're still waiting for this move to take place. So patiently waiting. It's really nothing much to do. I really thought we was going to have an entry this morning. It's not happening. So we'll see what lines up for the rest of the week. It's only Wednesday. I always say that because typically I'll find a trade Thursday, which leads to Friday, and then we'll be good. So we'll see. If it's a counter trend, that'll be good because I do see some opportunities, but I don't want to make that prejudgment because I want to allow the market to close out. We'll see. Updates coming soon, or updates coming in the next clip. All right, y'all. So just got back from the gym. Nothing happened on the market, which I'm not surprised because the market is just so out of whack. Well, let me not say the market. This pair is just out of whack. It seems like, and there won't be opportunities on here. I'm not worried about it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to eat my oatmeal. I just got back from the gym. What did I do today? I did back and tries. It was a quick day, so I didn't really want to record anything in the gym today. No moves in the market. We're waiting, chilling, like I said, and we're going to see if we can get something later on in the week. I feel like y'all are the only people I can really talk to about this market stuff. Everybody I know don't know anything about trading. So it's just like, who do I talk to about trading? But y'all are here with me. So it's like y'all be knowing when you would sit for, I guess, like a couple of days waiting on a setup.
And the moment that setup doesn't happen, it's just like, bro, I just wasted my time. I feel like that almost every other day when I'm analyzing the market. Like, I will analyze the market to the T. The market will reach my zone, start forming that structure that I'm looking for, and then out of nowhere, it's just not ready anymore. Which I just be like, bro, you just wasted my time. But in reality, it didn't waste my time, because if it did, I would have missed out on another opportunity. I didn't miss out on an opportunity whatsoever. So it's just a waiting game. That's one thing about the market. Like y'all know, bro, we gotta wait so much. Especially since I'm not a scalper. I'm not trying to get in and out of the market. I'm only looking for like high probability setups. So I'm trading once, twice every week. And yeah, those setups come, or yeah, they come slow. One, because I use the daily 4-hour and the 1 hour to make my judgment, the higher time frames. So all my judgments are coming basically from these daily structure points. And from these daily structure points, I'm either catching the flow to market setups or like counter trend opportunities. So I have to allow price to develop for a couple of days till it reached that daily point in the market, and then start looking for my entry. So my setups take a little bit longer to develop, but I have a very high, I don't care for the win rates, but if I do, I'll say I have like a high 50, almost 60% win rate. So yeah, I win more than half of my trades. We win way more than we lose, which is the only thing that really matters in trading. As long as you're winning more than you lose, the win rate truly, in my opinion, doesn't matter. It's just a win rate. We're gonna see what happens later on throughout the week. Prayerfully, I do see an opportunity, a counter trend opportunity on USD JPY. I guess I'll do like I'm gonna wait until 12, because I don't want to say anything too soon and then be disappointed because, you know, price doesn't want to give me what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna wait until like around 12 o'clock, almost close to market close, or around 4, close to 4. Between 12 and 4, I'm gonna do a breakdown on USD JPY, because this is a counter trend opportunity, which I do believe we might catch just due to how structure is forming. Well, what structure is giving us. Like, it's really good structure. So we're going to see what takes place. And yeah, I'm going to update y'all boys later. Right now, I'm about to eat this, edit this video that I'm recording now. And that's really it. I think I got to record another video today. What's today? Do I have to post today? Or did I already post? No, I posted. Yeah, I post tomorrow. So I have to record a video. I got to post tomorrow. And yeah, go from there. So all right, I'm going to catch y'all boys later.
All right, so the mic was off, but this is just a brief breakdown on USD JPY, what we were looking for. GBP CAD never presented us with the opportunity, but USD JPY has presented us with that counter trend setup. So in this clip, it was muted, but we're just breaking down that setup. In the next clips that you'll see, you'll understand why.
All right, y'all. So like y'all saw, we got USD JPY looking crispy for tonight. GBP CAD, obviously I'm walking away. The market, it didn't give me what I was looking for, which is fine. It's always going to happen. Like, you can break down the market do exactly what you need to do, but it doesn't give you that entry or signal. This is why it's important, like, you have those rules that you follow, because say if we didn't have rules and I'm simply just waiting for a break and then a tap back into my zone and I enter the trade, that would have been a waste of our time. We would have lost that trade super fast. So it's important for y'all to just have a set amount of rules that you follow each given trade that you are looking to take. So if you're following those rules, you won't have any type of hiccups where it comes to entries, where it comes to the lack of, my fault, I was distracted, the lack of confidence as far as executing those. So yeah, GBP CAD, it could be a counter trend opportunity. I wouldn't be trading it like y'all saw. USD JPY, however, it looks really good. I am anticipating some moves to take place tonight. Like y'all heard, it is my birthday today, so happy birthday. Thank you. Matter of fact, if you made it this far in the video, type happy birthday in the comment section down below. That way I know y'all are interacting with the video. Y'all are liking the videos. Y'all are watching them all the way through. Let's see what happens. I am interested in executing tonight. I do see that happening tonight. I want to get my hopes up, since, like I said, we can't control the markets. So I don't want to get my hopes up. We're going to allow the market to develop and see if we can enter. I would love to, but we just got to wait and see now. So see y'all in the next clip. Matter of fact, the next clip, I'm only going to cut y'all on if we enter the trade. So if the video ends right here, you know what happened. All right, so this is good. We see that the 5 minute just gave us that break of structure, which we are now going back
from this bearish to bullish trend, getting in sync with those higher time frames. In the 15-minute, however, we've already got that entry signal, but when it was formed, we didn't have a breaker structure. You can obviously see on this second candle is what gave us the breaker structure, which I'm not really interested in taking a trade because I want to be the first one in off of that engulfing candle. Yeah, so right now, what I'm waiting on, I want to see this take place, this 15-minute bearish candle get formed, which will allow us to form a new high point in the market on the 5-minute time frame. Once we form that high point, we will then create that new higher high. And the moment price forms that higher high, we simply wait for the next continuation move towards the upside, which will possibly leave us with some type of bullish engulfing where we can then enter a trade and ride this trade back towards the upside. So right now we're still got to be patient. It looks good though. Everything is developing really well. So let's see what takes place. Gotta be patient. So I'm gonna update y'all with some more information once we can have some type of structure being formed, and I guess when we get closer towards our entry. All right, y'all. So the market is moving slowly, but it's moving. I probably say about like 10:30. It's 10:15, almost 10:15 right now. Well, never mind, because the way this candle is forming, we got 5 minutes. I need to see this candle form this bearish closure, but if that don't happen, I don't know when we'll get our entry. We'll be going to sleep like around 12 o'clock. So if 12 o'clock hits, if I'm not in this trade, I'm just gonna go to sleep, wake up in the morning, see if we get some opportunities. Because as of right now, bro, I'm beyond tired. Beat it. That don't even match up with what I'm saying. I'm just tired, bro. I'm tired and I'm ready to find our entry, but I don't like how the market is moving because now we're having another momentum push, which that's not what I needed. I need a bearish candle to close. Who knows? I'm just giving y'all updates. We haven't got anything going. I showed y'all that update earlier, or the breakdown of the market. So now we're just simply waiting. We got to see what happens. But yeah, it's what it is. It's a waiting game. It's a waiting game. Patience. I think this is another reason why I got in my head, because I was waiting for so long. Like I told y'all, I didn't take a trade for like 2 months, and I'm just waiting. And when I'm waiting for those 2 months, I'm going crazy because I, truth be told, did not see my plan in the market for 2 months. 2 whole months I didn't see my plan whatsoever, which pushes me not to want to trade because I only trade my plan. Prayerfully, we can get an entry tonight, fam, because I want to get into this trade and then just go to sleep and stop worrying about this setup. We'll stop worrying about the entry. So we're going to see if we can get a setup entry. Dang, that's how you know I'm sleepy. We're going to see if we can get an entry tonight and then enter and then leave it be. Just let it run. I really want that to happen tonight. That way we can just let it run. It's Wednesday, so we'll have Thursday, Friday to let the trade run. And this is a counter trend trade, so I really don't think it's going to take that long to play out. It'll take a day and a half, more than likely. So let's see what happens. I'm going to update y'all boys when we find our entry, or I just update y'all with something that goes on in the market if anything changes. Ended up taking our trade around 4 in the morning. Had to be quiet. The wife was asleep, so I didn't want to wake her with being too loud talking, but just showing y'all both accounts how we are active, and we are now in the trade. All right, y'all. So y'all saw we lost that first position, which is all good. We can't really control that. The execution and everything was perfect. We can't change anything besides, react and adapt. Nothing went against us. Price was still maintaining in this bullish trend. We still maintained above our zone. It showed us another rejection, another switch of structure, and another entry, which is why we found the second position. Now, same thing we do with the first one. Just going to let it ride, and let's see what happens. So, updates going to come throughout the day. I'm about to go hit the gym. Just got done with a one-on-one session. Went extremely well. Yeah, now we're done. I'm going to update y'all with more information with whatever takes place throughout the day. All right, y'all, so I just got back from the gym. I decided not to pick up the phone. I can just do this. So price is pushing. As of right now, on our account, we're floating around 2,500. So floating around 2,000, 2,100 right now on the personal account. So we almost made back that loss from earlier on our challenge account. Floating around $2,200. So prices pushing. We're down $2,200 for today. We're almost basically made back that loss. We're like $70 off from making back that loss. Now it's about us just trusting in that plan. Just really just allowing price to play out. Now we got the execution, the second opportunity. We capitalized on seeing the plan again. If we weren't in control of our emotions, we would have missed this opportunity based off of the lack of emotional control. But we didn't. We stayed disciplined. We stuck to the plan, and we simply executed. So now we wait to see what happens with price action and see if it can continue in our direction. How I do believe we should carry out and do. So let's see what happens. Updates, like always, will be posted. I'm about to go hit a run. And yeah, I guess I'll update y'all later on in the day. I am still expecting some type of pullback. Yeah, let's just see what happens. Updates will be posted and recorded. Something crazy just happened on the charts. And I will be lying if I say I know what's going on. I have an idea, but yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. So about to transition over to the charts. I'm gonna show y'all what's going on right now, what I plan on doing, and we just go from there. So hold on. All right, so like I said, I would be lying if I can tell y'all what's going on. We were at TP1, had a nice push. Prices now came all the way back down towards our entry level. At least we're not at the stop loss like we did up here, but we're still at that entry level. So what I'm expecting, okay, I like what the daily time frame's doing. We'll take that away. What the daily time frame has recently done, we had that open. We found our position on this daily candle. Right now, we can see that price pulled back, allowing us to get this wick rejection, aka that retracement on the lower time frame. And right now, price is just filling this candle on the daily time frame. I don't see any reversals off of the daily. We're still maintaining above that zone. If I bring the drawings back, we're still above the zone, which is good. 4-hour time frame, again, we are good, bro. 4-hour time frame looks really good. Why? Because we see the break retest of that recent break. Prices already came down. We have this huge wick rejection. Again, if I take the drawings away, price has formed this huge wick rejection towards the downside. That's that candle that one we found our entry on. We got stopped out, and we found another entry on this exact same candle. Or no, I think we found an entry on this candle, and then the opening of this candle is when we got stopped out, and then we found that second position, which is why it formed that huge wick. I don't see anything out of the ordinary right now. It's just a bearish candle, a bearish closure. I wasn't expecting price to have that push all the way towards our targets, which it would have been nice, but I didn't see that happening with price. The 1 hour, we're still bullish. We see that clear as day. We have that higher low. And if we mark off our higher high, we would be having a higher high in this area right here. And at the moment, price is just at that daily structure point. We're at our recent break of structure on the 1 hour, aka our entry zone, and price is not doing anything out of the ordinary. We had the retest. We have this double bottom formation. We got in at the second rejection. Yeah, price had this push. I was expecting some type of pullback, so this is good, I'm assuming, because you can see this little minor area of resistance, and then price can possibly treat it as support, and then we have that push. 1 hour time frame, we're still bullish. Again, we use the 4 hour and the 1 hour for this trade, so anything that's taking place on the 30-minute time frame, I'm not too worried about, because our entry came off of the 15-minute and the 5-minute, and like we know, these lower time frames are simply used for our entries. Besides that, there's nothing else to really justify as far as our lower time frames. You can see the first entry came with that shifter structure on the 5-minute, which left us with this bullish variation. We found that entry. Price ended up pushing, almost hitting our TP1, and then it came back down to hit our stop loss. That's when we formed that double bottom formation. And then we had another entry signal that was presented to us the same morning. And that's when we got this entry with the break of structure with this beautiful bullish engulfing. Yeah, I don't see anything. At the moment, we are no longer $2,500 in profit. Let this refresh. We're probably $100, I'll say. Like $100 in profit. Probably, yeah. $100 in profit on our live account. We'll go to FTMO. We're up $400, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We're waiting though. We're gonna see what happens. The trade still looks good. 1 hour still nothing out of the ordinary. 4 hours, nothing out of the ordinary. Simply just saw this bearish candle close. So let's see what happens throughout the rest of the night. Yeah, everything looked clean though. Still look clean. Still see price going towards targets. So let's see if we can carry that out.
All right, so that's really what's going on. Like we just saw, there's nothing else for us to do. We use that. We're not gonna make that same mistake like we did last week, as far as making our judgment based off of the 1 hour time frame, and we didn't use the 1 hour time frame to justify our entry. At the moment, we use the 4 hour, 1 hour, 5 minute, and the 15 minute. The 5 minute and the 15 minute are only our entry signals, well, entry time frames. So I'm not really worried about structure too much. The 1 hour, we're still bullish. 4 hour, we're still bullish. There's nothing out of the ordinary that's happening. And yeah, right now it's just we win or we lose. This is why I don't put my trades to break even, because there's a lot of times where price can pull back towards our entry. One, we seen that last week, and then we saw plenty other trades throughout the Discord. And you will see the trades we've taken, majority of them will push, we'll come back to our entry, have a retest of some sort, and then have the continuation. So it's like if I'm putting those trades at break even, I will be out of my trades so many other times before we have that push towards our targets, which it wouldn't play out in our favor. So this is another reason why I don't put break even positions, because I've learned my lesson. So yeah, we're just waiting, bro. I'm just gonna wait. That's all. That's what we got for right now. Updates coming later on. All right, y'all. So it ain't really nothing much to say. My head's nappy. It's just it wasn't stressful. I took a Benadryl last night, so I was knocked out. And yeah, I still got to do my hair. I got to get ready. I said do my hair like I got long hair. I'm just about to put some oil in it, brush it down, throw my rag on, lay it down, head to the gym. This week has been crazy. Y'all gonna see what happened with USD JPY. I'm gonna do a breakdown after this video. Bro, USD JPY did not want to go in our favor, which is cool. We can't really do anything about it. The market, it just didn't want to move in our favor. Everything met the rules. Everything was part of the, you know what I'm saying, the strategy. Yeah, it was just, market was sloppy. Very, very, very sloppy. It didn't want to go, so it's fine. It is what it is. We move on. Yeah, it was a good week of trading. I say so for myself. One, because we executed the plan. We hit that stop loss in the first position. I don't know if y'all saw. I think y'all saw the clip. Yeah, because I incorporated it. So we hit the stop loss, found another position, executed that. It gave us the breaker structure. It gave us the entry. 1 hour still abiding by those rules. 4 hours still abiding by those rules. It's just price didn't want to go in that go in our direction. That's perfectly fine. It's going to happen. I cannot control the market. I can control my emotions, and I can control my execution. And as long as both of those are in sync and both of those are abiding by the rules, abiding by the plan, fam, we're good. I'm not even tripping. So this was a good week of trading. Last week, like y'all know, should have capitalized on EA, but that's because of my emotional mistake. And we live and we learn. We learned from it. We executed on this, and I'm really happy with this because I was emotionally intact, and we still made the right call. It was the right judgment. Prices didn't want to go. Now we wait until next week, see what we can do next week. Currently, we are down, I believe, 4% on our FTMO, and on my account, we're down like 5.6%, so 9.6 in total, which is like perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. It only takes one trade to wipe both of those losses, or wipe the account back to being positive, because what, we can hit a 1 to 2, 1 to 3, get back to 6%, because I'm risking 2% per trade. Get back 6%. That 6% will wipe away our 5.6 negative, the negative 5.6% that we have on the live account, putting us back up 0.4 or even a whole entire percent on the account. And then for our FTMO, we would be up 2% overall. So, bro, it only takes one trade. And I thank the Lord, because I'm going to show y'all how it only takes one trade and you don't need to stress. As long as your risk management is intact, as long as you're still following the structure of the market, everything's going to line up. So next week's going to be a banger. Y'all stay tuned for that. I'm about to finish this video, edit it, so we can get this out tomorrow. And then I got to record another video because I got to get that posted Tuesday. This is the end of the week. Good trading, good opportunities. Can't do nothing about it. We trust in the Lord. It's in his will. If it was in his will for us to win, we would have won. It wasn't in his will for us to win. It was in his will for us to lose, which is okay, because what was the lesson to be learned? Structure is still structure. The market is still the market. It's not going to just go just because it meets the plan. That's what we have to learn. The market is going to do what the market wants to do. As long as we execute, that's it. We're good.
All right, y'all. So we are down 8,900 for the week. It's fine. We can't do nothing. We executed the plan. That's really it. Can't do nothing about it. Trade just didn't want to go. I'm really shocked though. Like, look what it's doing now. I'm not getting in for another position. I'm done trading this pair. I already took my 2 losses. You got to know when to cut it. Because look what's happening. Price hit our stop loss. First rejection, second rejection. It's looking like a third rejection. And look what's taking place on the 5-minute. Might be showing us another break of structure. I swear to you, bro. If price decides to break past this lower high and give us some type of bullish engulfing, I will be beyond pissed if this third candle is the candle that pushes price towards targets. Like, look at the momentum we're having. I'm not going to enter. I already took my 2 losses for the week. Like, I took my 2 L's. I ain't going to do nothing more. Not about to. Yeah, it's over with. But if that happens, boy, I'm not going to lie to you. Matter of fact, I'm about to set up an alarm. Let me see. I ain't getting in. We just mapping it out. See what happens. That 32.6. 37. Same targets. Looking for my 1 hour highs. 2.2. It looked good. Bro, it looks good. Oh my. Damn, y'all don't know how bad I want to enter, but I cannot go against that. I'm not going to go against that. I ain't going to go against it. Because I'm not even supposed to get it. If I lose 2 trades in a row, 1 week, I'm done. That's it. That's the strategy. That's the plan. That's the game plan. I ain't going to trade it. But boys say, if the market moves, that will be sickening. Because truth be told, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we do differently. Nothing we do differently. Everything we did, according to the plan. If this trade gives us a bullish engulfing, it's according to the plan. It is according to the plan. Yeah. Bullish engulfing, bullish variation, 5-minute breaker structure, so on and so forth. All right, I'm taking this alarm off. I only put that there, you know what I'm saying? I put it there because I was gonna enter. We're gonna take that alarm off. But what I'm thinking is, say if this setup is wrong, right? We were just wrong. Price doesn't want to go towards the upside. What could happen? Well, daily time frame, counter trend. Well, not counter trend. We're going back with the flow of the market, but it's a counter trend scenario because a 4 hour and a 1 hour will be in sync. You're about to see why. So say if price tomorrow we have a candlestick closure. Say around here, we have this bearish candlestick closure, right? We have this bearish engulfing. It will be, take away the drawings. This candle would engulf this previous bullish candle because we have 21 hours until it closed. So it'll be this opening or this live candle. If that candle engulfs this bullish engulfing, this is really good. Why? Because this will go and push this 4 hour time frame. Let's refresh. This will push this 4 hour time frame to do what? Perform this break of structure. The moment price gives us this break of structure on the 4 hour, look what will be taking place on the 1 hour. The same exact thing. Breaking out of these higher lows, getting in a bearish trend, being in sync with the 4 hour time frame. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait for price to pull back, give me the rejection, continue towards the downside. Reacting and adapting. We was looking for trades above this, well, buys above that zone. Price drops below, showing me a switch of structure. I will be looking for sales below this zone. So I'll simply just going to try to capitalize on a position on USD JPY. If that happens, but besides that, bro, the trade itself was money. It's nothing we've done wrong. The plan itself, we followed. We was above the 4 hour daily structure, 4 hours bullish, 1 hour's in sync. We had the retest of this structure. Got the bullish engulfing. As y'all saw, both trades, bullish variation on the first one, bullish engulfing on the second one. 5-minute time frame, we had the breaker structure happen around here. Let's just mark it off for the people that need to see that. We got the breaker structure happening around here on this trade. We also had the breaker structure happening around here, breaking past that lower high on this trade. And yeah, that's it. Everything made sense. It was a real good trade. Now it's just about price just not wanting to go that way, which I'm perfectly fine with. What would the weekly time frame be doing for a price not want to move? Weekly's ugly, but weekly would be in a... Oh yeah, weekly's bearish. We see the lower low being here. Then we got that lower high being here. But I'm not really anywhere. Price is not telling me anything off of the weekly, so I'm not really worried about that. Besides it being bearish, there's really no new structure being formed. We're just playing around in between that zone. Yeah, bro, I don't know what happened with this trade. It was a good trade. I like this trade a lot. A lot. But it is what it is. Can't do nothing. We do the same thing next week. Same plan is applied. Same trades will be executed. So that's really it for the post-trade breakdown. I don't got nothing else to say. Y'all boys have some questions, hit me up. Let me know. We'll talk about it, walk you through it. But besides that, we will be back next week to catch another setup if it is presented. So we thank the Lord that we were able to now see the plans back in the market. That's all I care about. As long as I'm seeing those plans in the market, I know that the market will be printing opportunities. Now it's about us finding those opportunities and capitalize on them. So last week, we should have capitalized, but it was in our head too much, which is my fault. Take full responsibility. This week, it was an amazing opportunity. I believe we should have capitalized, but the price did not want to continue to go in our direction, which it happens. So that's it. Y'all stay blessed. I'll see y'all boys and ladies next week. Deuces.